Hello and welcome to Medsimplified. In this video, we are going to learn about the simple interrupted sutures. Interrupted sutures are the most commonly used technique in the closure of skin. It is known as interrupted because the individual stitches aren't connected, they are separate, and if one suture fails, the others hold the wound in place. It is a simple technique and relatively easy to place by beginners. This is the third video in the Suturing Technique for Beginners video series brought to you by Medsimplified in collaboration with Kitsofmedicine. We will be using this suturing practice kit to learn about these techniques, which was sent to me by Kitsofmedicine. This kit is excellent for beginners and contains all the things that you need to begin learning about suturing. Check the link below in the description and use the coupon code MED10 to get a 10% discount on this kit. Okay, so let's begin with the technique of simple interrupted sutures. To begin, the first step is to load the suture material and your needle in the needle holder. You hold the needle at the junction of the distal 2/3 and the proximal 1/3 of the needle. This imparts stability to the needle and your movements. After loading the needle, lock the needle holder so that your needle remains fixed and stable. To start suturing, the first step is to gently lift the skin with the forceps. This allows you to visualize the wound and the skin properly and plan your entry and exit points exactly. Pierce the skin surface with the needle at a 90-degree angle to the skin. The needle should not be tilted as it may lead to a more superficial or deeper entry into the wound. Keeping the needle at a perpendicular angle allows your movements to be precise and accurate. The entry point should be 4 mm from the wound edge. The next step is to pass the needle through one side of the skin of the wound and make it rise out of the middle of the wound. To do this, you have to use a curved motion of your wrist that allows the curved needle to easily pass through the skin. As the needle rises out in the middle of the wound, use your forceps to hold your needle. As you release your needle holder, grab the needle again with your needle holder. The next part consists of passing the needle in a similar style of motion through the opposite edge of the wound. To do this, we again lift the opposing skin edge gently with the forceps to visualize the wound properly. We pierce the skin in the middle of the wound and using the same curved motion of our wrist, the needle travels perpendicularly through the dermis from inside to outside. We use the forceps to grasp the needle and stabilize it until we hold the needle again with our needle holder. Using your needle holder, pull the suture material through the wound, leaving a 3 to 4 cm tail behind for the final part of tying the knot. To tie the knot, you grasp the needle holder in one hand and the suture in your other hand. The first step is to make 2 loops of the suture material around your needle holder. Then, grasp the tail end of the suture material with your needle holder and pass it in between those 2 loops of suture that you just made. This is your first knot. Move your knot at the side of the wound so that it doesn't lay directly over the wound. After this, make one more loop of the suture thread around the needle holder. Again, grasp the tail end of the suture and pull it through the loop that you just made. This second knot imparts stability to the sutures and ensures that the knot won't open up spontaneously. Now, depending upon the conditions of the wound and how much strength you want in your sutures, you can place 1 to 2 more of these single loop knots over your first knot. Pull both ends of the suture with your needle holder and trim the suture to 1 to 2 cm length. It is important not to trim the sutures to a very short length as it makes removing those sutures very difficult after a few days. You can also check out the Medsimplified Suturing PDF guide, which helps you to learn suturing in a better way. A clear and concise guide that includes step-by-step learning of various techniques in a simple and easy to understand presentation. Keep it in your phone and follow along as you practice. You can get this copy by joining Medsimplified's community on patreon.com. Plus, you will also unlock many other cool features like flashcards from all other videos, members exclusive content and much more. Thank you so much for watching guys. See you in the next video.